Up until now, I've only ever had vanilla in sweet dessert recipes, but with a little bit of searching, I found that there are a lot of savory recipes with vanilla. This book, The Flavor Matrix, which maps out a lot of the flavor compounds in foods and compares them against each other, says that vanilla pairs with stone fruits and citrus, but also things like corn, asparagus, tomatoes, fish, and it gives this example recipe for a vanilla-infused butter that they pair with vegetables and also shellfish. So I like the idea of trying this with lobster. The website Vanilla Queen has a lot of fun recipes, and I like this one for pork chops with a vanilla onion marmalade. Vanilla plus caramelized onions, sign me up. See the description of the video for full recipes. But I knew lobster was expensive and I didn't want to risk overcooking it. Good time to pull out the sous vide circulator. I figure if I cut and scrape the seeds from the vanilla pod and cut it into pieces and add that to the butter in the bag with the lobster, plus a bit of parsley, the slow and steady heating should extract lots of flavor. This goes into the water bath for about an hour at 130 Fahrenheit or 54 Celsius. For the pork chops, first you make caramelized onions. Low and slow heat for a solid half hour, 45 minutes. As those are finishing up, sear the pork chops over high heat until well browned. Then I deglazed with a little bit of vinegar, and then add that to the pot of onions and cover it for a few minutes to finish cooking all the way through to an internal temperature of 140. Turn off the heat, remove the meat, then add a pinch of powdered vanilla and also some extract to the onions and spoon that on top. I skipped out on lunch so I can splurge on these for dinner. I really noticed when I added the vanilla to the onions, there was a flavor that's a little bit different than the, I guess, typical vanilla, where it's like overly sweet and fragrant. Oh, it does smell really good though. I'm very excited to try this. Ode to vanilla. That's such a distinctive flavor. It's really good. The powder I used was a Tahitian vanilla, and I know that's supposed to have more of the fruity flavor notes. There definitely is something a little fruity about this, which works well with pork. Yeah, I don't know how to describe that flavor. It's like woody, floral. I would probably describe it like almost a whiskey kind of flavor. This makes me think maybe you could do an interesting vanilla barbecue sauce and put that on pulled pork. This pork is juicy. I'm gonna bark a juicy. My compliments to the chef. I want to eat the rest of this right now, but my lobster is finished. I pulled a couple of kale leaves from my garden outside to give it a little bed to sit on. I feel so fancy, let me tell you. If you take a close-up look at the flesh, you can see a little bit of the black flecks of vanilla seeds on it. That's really cool. And this is lobster after all, so let's pour a whole bunch of the extra butter on top. There you have a cute little lobster cooked perfectly. Not getting too much of the vanilla from it. No manners, I'm just eating this with my hands. The texture of that flesh is perfect, and I am getting an obvious hint of that vanilla, and it is really good. You know, lobster tail is more of a date night thing. I really should be sharing this with someone. You've been so good sitting in the other room being quiet while I filmed in here. I suppose you deserve a little reward. Oh yeah, that looks and smells good, doesn't it? There we go. He does not get table scraps very often. He's very spoiled at this particular moment. Okay, now the rest is for me. Coming back to this pork and thinking about how vanilla is supposed to pair well with a lot of fruits, I almost wonder if you could put vanilla on a Hawaiian pizza. I bet that would work. Ham and pineapple with vanilla, I think that would work. Well, I would call both of these dishes a success. They were unique experiences, and I really liked that. It makes me think that there are probably a lot of foods that pair with vanilla. I'll have to try a bunch of those in a different video. There's definitely a lot of fun you can have with vanilla if you try some new recipes.